Real-life cameos in Star Wars is no stranger. There have been tons of cameos played by real-life actors. But a question arises, does that take away from the story? And is that kind of weird to have a big-name celebrity kind of in a Star Wars project? Because some fans like it, some fans don't. But does that create a lot of hypocrisy in the fandom? Because a lot of big-name actors are fan-favorite characters. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in the latest season of Mandalorian, Season 3, there have been a lot of cameos by a lot of big-name celebrities. Now, some of them you may not really necessarily know their name, but you've seen their face in a bunch of other projects. I know I have, but the big three that people are talking about are Jack Black, Lizzo, and Christopher Lloyd in the same episode. And is that a bit too much? I say, yeah. Now, Christopher Lloyd being in Star Wars, or, well, Mandalorian Season 3, was actually leaked. I don't know if it was leaked, but, like, it was said, like, a long time ago, and I thought he would have a much bigger role in an episode, but it's whatever, it's fine. I guess him sharing screen time with Jack Black and Lizzo was something I never would have thought that I needed in my life, but it happened, and there you go. Fans are kind of divisive like they always are, and a question arises, is it weird? Is it wrong to have these big-name celebrities in Star Wars? Is it just a cash grab? Is it just, oh, marketing, pushing for an episode or a show, or is it actually trying to tell some creative storytelling here? Because you can have big-name actors in Star Wars playing characters and doing whatever, because it's been done before. Like, even if you look back with the prequel trilogy, for instance, you have Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu, a fan-favorite character. You have Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn, another fan-favorite character. You have Natalie Portman, a well-known name, especially during that time period. She was a star, she was the main female lead of the prequel trilogy. You have these big-name actors in these films. It's like, well, that's some hypocrisy there from some of the fans who say that it's weird and it shouldn't happen. Now, granted, that is a vocal minority, because from what I've been seeing, especially in this season of Mandalorian, people are not really, like bothered by it, which I'm a little bit bothered by, because it's weird. It doesn't ruin the episode for me or the show. It's just cool to see, but after you watch them for the first time and you rewatch again, it's still good to have that big name actor as a specific role, because if they're just there and they're just playing themselves, I think there's a bad thing. But I think in this case, or at least not yet, there hasn't been a case of someone just playing themselves. Like, we have Dwayne Johnson, for instance, in a Star Wars project, a film or show. He most likely is going to play himself. He's not going to play a character. He's going to play himself. And it's going to feel weird because it's just him playing himself, which I don't think people want to see, because for the most part, every big name actor who has appeared, whether it be a minor character or a big character, it's not like a distraction, because they're still playing a character. Like I said, Christopher Lloyd, Lizzo, and Jack Black, they all play a character and they do it very well. Yes, at first it was distracting seeing them as, you know, these big name actors and musicians. Well, in case Lizzo is a musician, but having them in there in the beginning, I was a little bit distracted by it. As the episode went on, that died down, and I actually do like the characters as one-off characters. Now, do I want to see the characters again? Possibly. They did set up stuff for flashbacks and, like, I guess, stuff from the past, with Christopher Lloyd's character being a die-hard separatist. We could see him in his younger days during the Clone Wars or whatever. Jack Black's character was an ex-Imperial. We could see a cameo from him in Andor, maybe. I'm just spitballing ideas here, Disney, but those are ideas, and I feel like they're setting something up for that, for a flashback from a previous show or whatever. It's probably just a cameo for the sake of a cameo. There's nothing more to it, no greater story, and that's fine. For those type of characters, big name actors, it's okay. It's fine to do it, but when you have, like, say, Mace Windu and Qui-Gon Jinn, or Liam Neeson playing Qui-Gon Jinn, it's kind of different, because I think the reason why most Star Wars characters are played by newcomers, like, you have, like, Mark Hamill at the time was a newcomer actor when he, auditioned for the first Star Wars film. You have, like, the cast, the sequel trilogy, those are all, you say, lesser known names. Well, back before the sequel trilogy came out. Now they're big names, but like when I mean by big names, I mean well-known names. Like when you see their names, like, oh yeah, that actor or actress from the sequel trilogy, yeah, I remember that type of thing. You know, because when you look at cameos, because Star Wars is this big functioning universe where all these shows are crossing paths. Having Mace Windu, for instance, show up in another show. In animation, that's fine, but in live action, you have to pay Samuel L. Jackson to be there, and he's a lot of money to be there. I don't know how much money, but you do have to pay him a lot, because he is a big-name actor, you know? So, having these more lesser-known names, having newcomers, or just regular actresses, you know, that usually be in everything. You know, that's why I usually see them more than, like, the big names, or they're in usually just one episode, because they do cost a lot of money. So, you know, there's that factor when going to, should this continue in Star Wars, especially because with Marvel or any other franchise, the reason I'm saying Marvel specifically is because they do have a lot of big-name actors. Some of the actors do share the same titles in both Star Wars and Marvel, like Samuel L. Jackson, for instance, and Natalie Portman. Like, you know, it's just that's the case. But having Star Wars be this place where you have all these big name cameos is not gonna last. I don't feel like, unless obviously Disney has a lot of money, but I mean, I don't think I have that much money to have just keep getting all these big name celebrities for multiple episodes. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of effort to get these actors and actresses to these productions, you know, to have these big names always coming in all the time for every episode. I don't think that's the case. What I think is going to keep happening is they're going to bring in these big names for The Mandalorian, because that's a big show. That's the greatest show on Disney+. It's the highest rated show on there. It's their golden goose. And because I noticed with other shows, like with Andor, Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, there's a lot less cameos by big name actors that obviously weren't in Star Wars beforehand. Like I'm talking about, like, there's no Jack Black's type of actors. Like, you don't see Jim Carrey, you know, in Star Wars yet. He could be. You never know. But do you think he's gonna make a cameo in, like, if they make a second season of the Book of Boba Fett, do you think you're really gonna have him in that show? I'm also gonna have him in The Mandalorian, because that's a much more recognizable show than any other product that Disney Star Wars has made so far. So I think it comes down to the popularity of a show. So, which isn't a big surprise. The Mandalorian is no stranger to having these big name cameos from real life celebrities. There's a ton in season 1, but I think with now we're getting more into the well-known actors that are in everything and are well-known not only into Hollywood but also on social media, and I think that's where things are going to get kind of interesting with The Mandalorian specifically. But when it goes to other Star Wars shows, I don't think you have to fear, unless they do get extremely popular and way mainstream like The Mandalorian did, but that's not been seen yet. The closest was like Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but that's obviously just a limited time show. Any other long-lasting multiple season show, if it gets really mainstream like The Mandalorian did, there's a high chance that you're going to see some well-known actors or actresses in, you know, making cameos. But that's my speculation on why we're seeing more recognizable faces in The Mandalorian. As this show goes on, like with season 4, 5, 6, 7, however many seasons, it's going to keep getting more and more like these well-known actors into these episodes, which I'm fine with. Yes, it's a bit weird, but as time goes on, I think it's not going to be as bad. I think you have to accept that The Mandalorian is a big show, and a lot of people want to be in it, and a lot of well-known actors want to be in it, because they're also Star Wars fans. Why not let them be in it? It's only for an episode, why not? So, as always, it doesn't matter, because I know people are just decisive on it. A lot of people like it, which I'm surprised about. Usually people don't like these type of things. They want Star Wars to be serious, but yeah, it's something fun, something silly. Having Jack Black in Star Wars, why not? That's super silly. I like it. I'm down for it. I'm gonna end it here. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, and get going now. So, goodbye, everyone.